Hi. Yeah, it's really me this time. Not some cat or some dinosaur or skeleton or chalky image. Okay, I had a lot of fun in taking all the journals that I wrote on the 5th of March and loading them up to YouTube. Put them in order. Now, I'm going to try that again. I don't know if Spirit's leading me to do this or not. We'll find out. It'll show itself in how well it works. So this is the set of journals from yesterday, Sunday, March 7th, 2010. This is the first one, and it wasn't written until 10:31 in the morning, and the Mayan day was 11 Ahau, or light. Wrong conclusions, right writing. Precious Mayan day of both 11 and light, of adjustment in light. I have already basked in its radiance, even though I did but just now discover the Mayan day energies, looking them up in the codex, bought from MayanMagics.com. I don't know how they did it, but those Mayans were really onto something. It's uncanny. I welcome it in, this energy, this awareness, and it arises delicately. Centered in heart, though, one can almost taste it, this energy, but don't let me get carried away, or I'll soon be making no sense at all to anyone outside of their own heart space. I do try to walk a middle ground here, accessing both worlds simultaneously, seeking to be both most centered and most useful. The two are one, really. I am so delighted to be coming into my own internal understanding and wisdom. Get back in heart if that sounds conceited, please. Or maybe recall that I am not this I that is seen. What speaks here is not the physical I. This can be connected with if you tune in heart. Taking responsibility for the life is a tough first step on this marvelous journey. It is so challenging realizing that pretty much all the ways and things we've been taught are garbage. That's a tough pill to swallow. Those who read Jed McKenna will get that message clearly, though, those who are ready. Many will see him as just an egotistical slob. Here's my suggestion, though. After getting about halfway through his second book in the trilogy, things are coming into better focus for me. Yeah, on the one hand, he is an egotistical son of a gun, no denying that. And when clearly told this by masses of his readers, he is quite sure it is they who are wrong. Pretty egoic. But what's wrong with that? Is that really such a bad thing? Does it ruin all the great stuff, all the other fruit of his particular path? Maybe he needed that ego, or what appears to be ego, to make it through to wherever he is. Surely there is something of worth we can take away from his writing. I'll pause a moment here to say that just because a majority sees something a certain way does not make them right. That's why the USA was created as a republic, not a straight democracy. Did you know that? We're a democratic republic, and if you don't know it, You were shortchanged in school. It's pretty basic. The states and all that. Vision and perspective keep changing for me and for many. Changes come on so fast, you hardly know yourself from one day to the next. I often outgrow what's said in a journal just that quickly. Nonetheless, that doesn't invalidate the journal or what it said. Does that make sense? It becomes all about perspectives, about flowing, hopefully ascending perspectives, about swiftly morphing paradigms of life. Capital L. One begins to get the knack for seeing value in each one, each moment, taking the blessing from that, then going with the flow that takes one on to the next vision, the next level or depth of understanding. Kind of tough to describe, but I bet many can identify with this, can know it from their own life. So, let's take Jed McKenna. I have said and will say some pretty harsh things about him, or rather, about what he offers as truth. I speak harshly of no man, no woman, heck, no devil even. I learned early on to separate out the child from the deed, such that the child who takes the candy from the store is not a thief. Rather, the child committed a theft. What seems a subtle difference is anything but. But moving on and back to Jed. I am loving what I am getting from reading his trilogy. That doesn't mean I'm agreeing with all of it, or even most of it. The internal work is ongoing, so I don't yet know the outcome of that. The inner self is still chewing it over. Besides, there's more reading to do. Got to read all three. Yet, the intention, the overall force or direction of his writing has sufficient integrity that, even though all his conclusions be wrong, and they most certainly aren't, of course, yet reading the books would still bring benefit. Do you see? It is not necessary to completely agree with somebody to be taught by or benefited by them, by what they offer. What is more important is the overall direction of their soul, their energy, their essence. Are they integrous? Are they headed in a direction that you can respect? Maybe even the one you're going? I'll close with another suggestion that everyone would be really blessed just by checking out the work of Byron Katie. It's nothing you have to study or anything. It's really very simple. It's elegantly Spartan. She calls it just 4 questions and a turnaround. I bring her up because in the basic simplicity of her teaching, the thing about there being only 3 kinds of business in the world, yours, mine, and God's, is so real and so tremendously powerful. And that's just one little side point. That's not the main focus of her work. 4 questions, she asks everyone the same 4 questions, and then a turnaround. She flips it over. It will clear away masses and masses of fuzzy thinking and of self-condemnation. All that self-talk, you want to subject it to the work. And it's not as chaotic nor as radical as Jed's way of doing that. It's actually very gentle. Thus, Jed's ultimate conclusions and what he does with them are really Jed's business, aren't they? We can either accept them or not. But there's no need to bash him or his work just because we disagree, see? Well, maybe I'll disagree kind of strongly, but I'm not bashing. That's what I'm saying. Well, at least part of it. More later.